Hi friends, welcome to the Tech Blog Live YouTube channel. In this video, we will take a look at the premium MacBook Pro 14-inch. The MacBook Pro is 14-inch, the smaller of the two new MacBook Pros that Apple recently unveiled. It's a relatively compact laptop with a great selection of ports and lots of power inside. It's larger than the 13-inch model, and is now a Liquid Retina XDR display featuring mini LED technology. Battery life has also hit 17 hours, which is remarkable for a workstation laptop of this caliber. The MacBook Pro 14-inch continues to churn through complex tasks, even on battery power. This is where Apple's control over both the hardware and software, and it offers fine-tuned performance. A 1080p webcam and studio-quality speakers round out the improvements Apple has added here. These are important, when a lot of us are working remotely, and it all adds up to a truly impressive laptop. If you're a creative professional, the MacBook Pro 14-inch is the best laptop you can buy right now. Design. The most noticeable design change is an almost 1-inch increase on the MacBook Pro 13-inch. This extra screen size offers you a much larger area to work on, without increasing the overall size. If the 16-inch MacBook feels too big, and the 13-inch MacBook is too small, the 14-inch could be perfect. The bezels around the screen of the MacBook 14-inch have also been slimmed down. It makes the laptop look more modern, and lets your full attention fall on that gorgeous screen. But it means that Apple has managed to fit in a larger screen without making the actual body of the MacBook Pro any larger. When you open the lid, there's no longer a touch bar that runs along the top of the keyboard. They look similar to the older models but are thicker and heavier with a more rounded design at the bottom corners. Overall, the build quality is excellent, and there's little to no flex to the lid. Display. The screen is taller than before, and the resolution is now 3024 by 1964. That means the screen has been extended upwards to fill the space around the webcam. The top of the display also features a notch design that houses a 1080p webcam. The mini LED screen of the MacBook Pro 14 manages brightness values of around 500 nits. Colors are vibrant without oversaturated, and even motion is exceptionally smooth. The True Tone feature adjusts the white balance automatically to compensate for the light temperature. Videos look great, and it's a pleasure to work on a MacBook Pro 14-inch. Performance. Apple promises more power than the M1 from last year's 13-inch MacBook Pro refresh. Instead of 4 high-performance and 4 efficiency cores, there are now 6 of the former and only 2 of the latter. The GPU core count is also up from 7 or 8 to 14 or 16. Memory continues to be integrated, but you have up to 32 GB, and it has a faster interconnect. Again, nothing is upgradable, so you need to make a big decision at the time of purchase. The laptop wakes quickly from sleep. Also, you can enjoy the benefit of the fingerprint sensor. Face recognition is now common on premium laptops, which might have been a good time for Apple users. This laptop is overpowered if you only need it for entertainment, primary productivity, or web surfing. In everyday use, it runs completely silent, and you can load heavy softwares flawlessly. Keyboard. Apple has transplanted its new Magic Keyboard onto the MacBook Pro, so you get exactly the same layout. The entire keyboard is now black, which makes for a striking look. This keyboard eliminates the touch bar, adding a full-sized row of function keys in its place. There's also a more oversized Touch ID button with a circular fingerprint sensor. The rest of the keyboard is the same Magic Keyboard found in recent MacBooks. TouchPad. Apple has also shipped large and solid-state touchpads for several years now. The touchpad works well, but there's no physical clicking mechanism. macOS recognizes many multi-finger gestures, which work fluidly and soon become second nature. Connectivity. Many people will appreciate the return of various ports, most notably MagSafe for charging. You can still use Type-C ports to charge the new MacBook Pro, but MagSafe will be quicker. You'll now find 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports that support charging, DisplayPort video, and USB 4. You also get an HDMI 2.0 video output, an SDXC card slot, and a 3.5mm audio jack. It's almost surprising that Apple retained the 3.5mm jack, having ditched it even on iPads now. You'll also still need dongles or a hub for Ethernet and USB Type-A ports. Battery. The new 14-inch MacBook Pro could get through an entire workday without being plugged in. Heavy loads drain the battery, but there's no sign of throttling, which will be great for some people. Closing the lid at night and checking in the following day, there was no drop in the battery level. It took slightly over an hour and a half to fully charge the MacBook Pro 14-inch. Speakers. The speakers on the new MacBook Pro are impressive. Music sounded rich and full with reasonably good bass, and the voices in the video were crisp. The maximum volume could have been a bit better, but this is still great for a laptop. Webcam. The 1080p webcam is also quite good but needs adequate light to work. The most controversial feature of the new MacBook Pro is its display notch. Apple is the first to try a notch that cuts into the top of the panel itself, and maybe this is the best compromise. Conclusion. The new MacBook Pro 14-inch is an incredibly ambitious laptop in terms of hardware and design. This device is aimed at creative professionals who need powerful mobile hardware. In everyday work use, the new MacBook Pro is undoubtedly impressive. Everything from launching apps to multitasking is exceptionally snappy. The screen is fantastic overall, and the speakers are great. The keyboard and trackpad are easy to work with, and returning helpful ports will make people happy. If you don't have any budget constraints and want the best Mac laptop there is right now. Specification table. To make it easier, we have included timestamps in the description below. If you're curious about the current pricing and availability, you can click on the Amazon link in the description. If you use that Amazon link to purchase, we'll get a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. This support keeps this channel alive, and helpful content coming your way. You can also find a more detailed analysis on our website, bestinlinealaptops.com. Thank you guys and see you in the next video.